Hey everybody, this is Paige from Mosaic Moments, and today I'm going to be doing a demo on the half circle die set. So this set comes with the 2x6 half circle die, and as you can see, it does have a half circle and a frame that goes around it, and that will cover the grid lines. And it also comes with two 1x2 sizes, so you can make a mini half circle design as well. All right, now that you have been introduced to the dies, let's get started. In order to use the half circle die, you will of course need a die machine. I am using the Sizzix Big Shot, and I'm going to start off with cutting the photos. And what you want to do is you want to make sure you're cutting it in the direction you'd like. So in this case, I'm making sure that the half circle, I guess the curve is going above or to the top of the photo. And I'm making sure that the die will cut within the photo so I don't accidentally cut it a little too short. So this is just a 4x6 photo. By the way, the half circle shape is just small enough to cut through a 4x6 photo. Just keep in mind it's really tight. If you need, use washi tape to make sure that die does not shift at all through the machine. And as you can see, it was one cut and done. It's very easy. This is a very easy die set that'll give you a really amazing circle shape in the end. All right, now I'm going to cut the outer part. I guess I call that the frame piece. And I'm cutting that with just pattern paper. And again, that'll cover the grid lines because obviously it would be really hard to cover the grid lines with just a circle. So we need that outer frame area. And you can keep the, I guess we'll say the half circle shape for another project or maybe the second half of your layout. For now, I'm just going to keep this piece. So I can see it's a pretty big piece. So you probably could cut a photo with that frame piece, but it would have to be a 5x7. And now I have the die flipped in the opposite direction, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut another frame piece. And as you can see, I have the die in at an angle every time. And we recommend this because the machine cuts through pressure, and we find that the pressure distributes better and cuts better if you put the dies in at an angle. That is one of the most common tips we share on our YouTube channel. And of course, I have my second photo here, and I made sure that the half circle shape is now curved at the bottom of the photo. So that's mainly what you want to pay attention to. Is make sure that it's going to cut the direction you want to place out in the layout. And also keep in mind, so I have the circle going top and bottom of the layout. You could also have it go the other direction where the circle has, well, I should say my half circles are cutting through horizontal photos, but you could also have it going the other way and cut to vertical photos. All right. Now I have my second photo cut, and that was basically it. It's just 4 pieces all together that you cut. So again, this is a very quick die to use to create that awesome circle shape. And what's also nice about the half circle die is if you have photos that are a little more close up or have a bigger group, like in my photos, this is a very nice option because you get more, or I should say a bigger space when you use this die. All right, right now I am carefully lining up the frame piece on the grid, and I had to redo it. It kind of, you want to make sure that it covers the lines on the top really well. Using repositionable glue is very important for this die because you never know if you place things on a little bit incorrectly, you can always pick it up and put it back on. And when you use this die, the photo, the half circle cut should be right up against that frame piece. There should not be any gaps between the half circle and that outer frame. So keep that in mind. They need to be squished up against each other. And now I'm going to put on the bottom half of the frame. And I'm just going to glue the edges here and be careful. I just bent it a little bit. And again, my photos were horizontal photographs, but you could also have the circle go in the other direction, have two vertical photos instead. All right, now I'm going to lay this down very carefully. And you do need to be a little careful because you got to make sure. So right here, I have the right side. I want to make sure it covers the top lines here. So that's the main thing. It's the frames. You want to make sure they're lined up correctly. They can accidentally get a little bit warped and not cover the grid lines correctly. So take your time when you put those on. But once you have those on, putting the half circle cut on is very easy. And there you go. It was so easy to make this circle design. So quick. Again, only takes 4 cuts and you glue it down and you're done. All right, really quick here, I want to show you the smaller half circle dies. Again, these measure 1 by 2 squares on the grid. The nice thing is there is 2 of them, and so you can roll them through the machine at the same time, which is really nice. So I'm using this same black patterned paper again for the outer edges of the tinier frames. So I'm actually cutting with these 4 times. I'm going to have 4 of the mini half circle designs on my layout, and 2 of them are going to be horizontal and the other 2 are going to be vertical on the layout. So I'm switching it up a little bit. All right, so I have my 2 frame pieces. So that'll be 1 circle on the layout. And now I'm going to cut the inside part where that actually makes the circle. And so super quick and easy again, you can use both of them or put both of them through the machine at the same time. I'm not using a pattern paper, so I don't really have to line up my dies correctly, although mine just slipped around. I have a magnetic plate on the bottom, but sometimes it'll shift by accident. If you don't have a magnetic plate, I recommend using washi tape. But if you have pattern paper, you may want these half circles to line up better, but mine was just plain cardstock, so it didn't matter as much. And those are my cuts. All right, now I'm going to place down my mini half circle dies. I have my sheet of paper here to make sure I don't get it on my page or on the table. Or I should say, I don't want to get the glue on my page or on my table. I forgot to mention I'm going to use the glue. So I'm just placing down the glue like I did before on all the pieces. The frame part is really thin, so be careful. Make sure you don't bend it. Sometimes I like to press down the glue rather than, I guess, roll it on in case, so it prevents the paper from getting bent or creased. And you're going to do the same directions as you would with the bigger one. So I put the frame piece on the grid lines and then I put the half circle shape on. And again, there should not be a gap between the half circle or the frame. They should be squished right up next to each other. So basically, with the level 2 dies, they're all, I think pretty much all of them are like this, where it's usually 2 different cuts or maybe 3 in some cases, and they're all going to squish up next to each other, and basically they're going to form a rectangle or square shape that'll fill the measurements of the grid. So even though you have that circle shape there, it's basically 2 rectangular shapes you're making. All right, so that was the first circle. The other ones, so I used the Dotto Re-positionable glue for that first one. For the rest of them, I used the Xyron Create a Sticker machine, which I have talked about a lot. I really like this machine for smaller dies. It is so handy and it's so much faster, especially if you have something intricate, although these dies are not as intricate. So I was showing the 2 different options, but really the other way where I rolled it on wasn't that bad either. As you can see, this time I have the circle on the vertical directions, so that was kind of fun to play with different directions with the mini circle. And again, in the middle, I have just yellow cardstock. These are actually going to be placements for my journaling, which I'll show at the end here, but you could also use pattern paper in the center. You could even use little photos in the middle in that circle part. So just play around and have fun. And again, what I love about this die is it's so quick. I mean, because the half circle's so big, you just, like I said, it's literally 4 cuts and you're done. So that is what's so nice about this die. If you're looking for something that's a little bit quicker and easier and you want to get that circle shape, this is the perfect die for you. All right, I have this last piece getting glued on here, and this is my layout. It's not quite finished yet, but I love how it looks. I love the big circle and then having the little circles go around it. Next, I just cut my journaling with the circle center die. So a lot of times when I want to cut circles a certain size, I'll get my other dies and just cut that circle part. And what I did is I measured that center part of the circle center frame die, and I put that, you can put that in a Word document and then type your journaling in that size. You can usually make a circle that size and type your journaling in that circle shape, and then I printed it out and cut it with the circle center die. But I do have a video about creating journaling on the computer, so go check that out. I have a link in the top right corner if you want to learn more about creating the journaling. All right, I think this looks so good. I really like the circle journaling. If you've never done that before, give it a try, especially if you want to use this die, because I think the mini half circle die looks so good with that journaling on top. It's so good, and it's so perfect for this laser tag photos. So it looks really good. And again, super easy. I'm really excited about this die. I like I said, if you love circles, and if you're looking for something quick and easy, this is the right one for you. As you can see, it was really simple to get this done. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are wondering where to look for the half circle die, you can find that on snapandincrop.com. That is our retail site where you can buy all our dies and grid paper. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't so you can be updated on other demos like this one. All right, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.